going on, everybody? Welcome into the first installment of the 2024-25 NAHL, the season preview. And we'll start things off this season with Aberdeen Wings head coach Scott Langer. Scott, first off, thanks for taking some time to join us here and get the ball rolling on this upcoming season.
Yeah, no problem. We're looking forward to this season, and obviously, when you guys send these out, it's pretty much the official start.
Right. Let's just talk about last year real quick. You guys finished off the year third in the Central, 31-24, 2-3 record. Talk about last year and what you were most proud of with that group of young men that you had.
Yeah, we bat a lot of stuff. So I mean, at one point we were sitting in the bottom of the division. So our guys, they did a really good job of getting over some of the injuries and some of the hurdles that we had to deal with. And at the end we finished third, which from where we went to where we finished was actually pretty good. But I mean, little disappointing, being taken out in the first round. Obviously, Bismarck had a really solid team, and we went to 5 games with them. That could have been one of the best teams I've seen Bismarck have in my time here in the Central. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, our goal every year is to find a way to the cup, and we're not gonna be happy with getting bumped out in the first round. That's for sure.
Right. Let's talk a little about the players from last season. We saw 13 NCAA commitments last year. It's always got to be such a rewarding experience as a coach to see those guys get that contract, that paperwork, the verbal commitment, even to go on to the next level. But do you ever get sick of seeing that?
Oh, I mean, I think that's what we're doing.
Mhm.
We all talk about championships and winning and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I think the best time is when you have a player come in and he's made a commitment and he's got his future set. And obviously our league takes a lot of pride in that. And here in Aberdeen, we think that's just on the same level of getting to the Robertson Cup and competing for a title. It's twofold. We want guys to go to school and we want to win. So, but when those guys come in, it's just a great feeling. They're so happy. The organization's happy, and um, it's our league's a development league, and
Right.
we get a lot of kids that they don't come here with scholarships. Whereas in some leagues, they already have their scholarships. So these guys are fighting every day. They're working to get it, and finally when they get it, it's just a relief for everybody.
Right. Let's talk about the Central Division. It's been very prominent in the NAHL over so long with such great teams and history and all that. This upcoming year, we'll introduce and welcome 2 new teams into the Central Division with the Watertown Shamrocks and the Minnesota Mallards. Talk about just how interesting it is and how kind of cool it is as well that the league continues to grow and you guys will now have 2 new foes that are fairly closer to home for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's good, especially for our division, because we're so used to playing everybody so many times.
Mhm.
um, and now we're not going to have to play each other so many times, and we get to see different faces and different teams, and I think that adds to the competition of the division. This division is hard. There's some really good coaches in it. They tend to do a heck of a job recruiting and getting players that play at an elite level. You look at almost every year, it's so tight before the playoffs. It's there's a lot of parity in this league. So, I expect Watertown and Minnesota to be highly competitive as well. They've built some pretty good staffs over there. Minnesota's got a big staff. So I'm expecting some good competition. I don't think it's going to be any different in our division this year. I think we're all going to be fighting for the same points, and I think it's going to be tight in the end again.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch everybody. Uh, Coach, you obviously have a nice title yourself as the all-time NAHL wins leader. What keeps you motivated and just coming back for more each season, in and out?
I just love what I do, and I
Yeah.
love the fact that we can make a difference in these young athletes. They come in. It's this is an interesting league because you got players that are just really hungry to move on and to do big things, and it's fun to work with those guys. And on the other side of that, I have a good situation here with my ownership. We get
Yeah.
along really, really well. Um, he lets me do what I need to do to try to be successful, and it's enjoying coming to the arena every day. So, I don't. For me, I'm motivated every day. I love what I do, and I love what it's all about, and I enjoy this league. So, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Right on. Camp just finished, like we talked about off screen a couple days ago. What impressed you most with this group of players that came in prepping for this upcoming year?
Yeah, so I felt like we did a really good job. My staff did a really good job in the draft, and the players we drafted, we got them all, which doesn't always happen in the NA.
Right.
And they all stood out. They all are really nice hockey players. We created some really good depth up front, and we're happy about that. So I'm really happy with the job everybody did here in Aberdeen to bring such a player pool to that main camp.
Mhm. Kind of off of that, what do you think the players enjoy most about being an Aberdeen Wing, living in Aberdeen, and just being a part of this thing you guys got going up there?
Well, they're just treated really well.
Yeah.
Our ownership treats them like pros, and then on top of that, we have such a faithful fan base.
Mhm.
They stuck with this team in the bad times and the good times, and they just continue to show up and support. And they don't leave the game if we're getting blown out, and they're just very supportive. These guys are treated like pros in the community.
Yeah.
They have a standard to uphold. So I just think guys come out on a Friday night at the Odie, and it's one of the best times of their lives. I mean, it's a great show. It's fun to play in front of these people, and you add in the competition of the Central Division. Every night's a dogfight. There's just no easy games. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that drives. Obviously, we've had a lot of success putting players in the school too.
Yeah.
So that attracts some pretty good players when they see the tradition here in Aberdeen.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to for this upcoming 25 or 24-25 season?
I want to get out of the gate early. I don't want to be up and down to start the year. Most of the teams now have games prior to the showcase. We were unfortunate enough to not get scheduled prior to the showcase, so we're going to have to utilize some exhibition games, to get our team prepared for that first game in Blaine. But I'm just looking for this group. This is going to be a good group for us. I like the personalities, and I'm excited to get them in here and start working with them and to form a good, solid hockey team.
Yeah. Like you said, the season kicks off here late September in Blaine, Minnesota. It's pretty hard to believe that summer is just come and gone that quick, right?
Yeah, it's every year. It just gets shorter and shorter.
Yeah. One more for you, I guess. What are you looking forward to at being at Blaine? I know we call it the showcase, the greatest show on ice, but you get to see guys from all over the hockey community and the hockey world.
Yeah, for me, I've obviously I've been doing this a long time, so to bump into people you don't really get to see through the course of the year because everybody's grinding and doing their own thing. They have their own teams to handle, so it's nice to catch up with them, and it's also nice to play different teams from different divisions and
Right.
to allow our guys to see there is a difference in the NA from division to division, but it's nice this year. There's only 3 games. I thought the 4 games was a little much in junior hockey to play 4 in a row. So I think with 3 games and a day off, I think the competition's just going to elevate.
Awesome. And then I guess this will be my last one. 50th season coming up for the North American Hockey League. What do you think of when you think of the 50 years of history of this league?
Yeah, wow. There's just so much. I look back on some of the fantastic coaches that were in this league. I mean, some of the players that have represented in our league and now playing pro hockey and in the NHL and um, there's so many faces. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of this for a long time, but so many guys come and go as well.
Right.
And it gives some people some opportunity to get into the coaching part of it and obviously into the playing part of it with the players. So it's been a good league and it continues to be a good league and it gives opportunity to a lot of people to do things at a high level.
Mhm. Scott, we appreciate you doing this. Looking forward to seeing you in Blaine here in a few weeks.
You bet. You guys have a great day.